Okay, so guys, right now I'm going to be discussing on the remaining part which I said earlier in the previous video. I'm going to be talking about the color theorem and how to apply the color theorems to this. So let me just give you a brief intro about the color theorem. Like I said earlier, there are two types, which is the fill and the outline color. And under the fill color, we have different other types of fill colors. Do you understand? And how do I apply fill colors? Now, for example, let me just give a brief an example of what fill colors are. Just give an analogy of something like let's say a bucket, then water is poured on inside of the bucket, is filled inside of the bucket. Do you understand? You have to fill the bucket with, let's say, liquid or water or whatever thing, but let's say water. So once you are filling the bucket, you are pouring it inside of it. That's the meaning of fill. Do you understand? So when we say something like apply a fill colors, that simply means applying colors inside of a shape, applying colors inside of a text. Do you understand? And then there are different types of fills, of fill colors, and that's what we want to talk about. But and to do that, these colors here you have here on your color palette on your right hand side, there are different effects of them, and all of these colors you have here are called solid colors or uniform colors. They are called solid or uniform fill colors. Do you understand? So but if you want to apply more of all of these colors here, what you just need to do is to just see my mouse, follow my mouse, click on this arrow here, and then you see multiple colors pop out. You can see multiple colors, and all of these colors are still called uniform colors. Do you understand? So all of these colors are called uniform fill colors. There are other types of fill colors, but to apply them is what you need to do is to just simply press F11 on your computer. Okay, so basically guys, that's for that. And remember I said you can also check from here and see the main solid colors on the color palettes. So for the fill color, there's a way to get it out. There are different types of fills. I was explaining earlier, there are different types of fills. There are about 8 types of fills, 8 or 7 thereabout. And the same way we have types of fills, we also have types of outlines. Remember, if you can recall when I said fill, when I was explaining the difference between fill and outline, the fills are something placed inside. So colors, we are using fill color now. So colors are inside of an object or text, and outlines are for the surroundings, the edges around it. Do you understand? So for the fill color, let's just stop and now to manipulate the fill color. So for the fill color, you just have to follow my mouse. You can see my mouse moving around. Just check down this part, and this is where you can check the different types of fill. And then if you look at the other one, we have something like a pen. That is where you can check through the outline, different types of outline. But for now, we're talking about the fill, and then there's a shortcut for applying the fill colors. But this shortcut is limited to some kind of computers they get. So there's some computers that when you press the shortcut, it will not apply to bring out another thing. But then most computers use this shortcut, and the shortcut is to press F11. So once you press F11 on your keyboard, the pop-up will come up. Do you understand? So but for now, let's just use this normal one since it's a general class. But if you just work with F11, then it's good to go. If yours didn't work, then this is the option. You just come down to this place, double click here, and then wait for it to pop up. Okay, now so I just double clicked here, and then it has popped up. So these are the types of fills. So everything is here on this part where my mouse was. So the first one is no fill at all. That means you don't want any color in it, so there is no fill there. And then the next one is uniform fill, which is the one we've been discussing about. Solid fills, solid colors, all of them are called uniform fills. So once you select the uniform fill, you just check through it, and then you see the different effects. So basically these are the types of fills. You have the uniform fills, you have the fountain fill, you have the vector pattern fill, you have the bitmap pattern fill, You also have the two color pattern field. You also have the texture field, and then the photo script field here, or post script field basically. So these are the types of fields that we have, the 8 types of fields that we have on Corel Draw 19, majorly on Corel Draw. Do you understand? So now let's just quickly use this as an example to what we are going to do right now. So let's just click on this. Remember, we've already created this imaginary line, so let's just apply some kind of colors and see how to manipulate it. So come down here, instead of applying our normal color from this color palette, let's just come down here, or just simply press your F11 on your keyboard. So I just simply press F11 on my keyboard, and then it's pop up. But if it's not working, you can just come down to this part here and then click on it. So let's start from here. I think I've already explained this, that this simply means no field. So let's move on to the next one, which is the uniform field. Now from the uniform field, it's just the same thing as which we have been doing since, which is just to apply a solid color from here. So these are other options of different variations of solid colors. Do you understand? So if you want something like this, you can just simply adjust it from here. You can see this black dot I'm moving around, so you can just adjust it to the color where you want it to be, or just simply just click on where you want to apply color, select the color, and then you're good to go. So you get, so there are different types of this type of green. So you can just select another one here, select another one here, select another one, just select around the color, whichever one you want. And if you want it to be blue, you can do the same, whichever one you want. If you want it to be purple, or whichever color you want it to be. Do you get? So even if you want it to be black, I just bring the mouse down, the cursor down here to black, and then you achieve what you want to achieve. So basically, guys, that is all for uniform field. And then the next one is what we talk about. And the next one I'm going to talk about the fountain field. Okay, so basically for the fountain field, what fountain field simply means is, let's just click on fountain field. Or before we even move on to fountain field, there's something else I want you to also note here, is that I want us to observe that immediately I'm selecting any color from here, the color codes on this right hand side are changing. I want us to observe that. So just stay your eyes on this right hand side, and notice that immediately I select any color from here, color codes are changing. So now you don't need what you need to understand about the color codes changing there is that basically you don't really need any of that color code. But then if you're working on a particular client design, and the client specialize on the kind of color codes, like let's say the client gives you the color codes that you should use, here you say you can now manipulate it. You can just come in here and write in, input the color code that the client gives to you, and the color immediately will pop up here. Do you understand? So you can just come here. If it's RGB color codes, fine. If it's CMYK color codes, fine. And if it's a color code for like in this format, see also fine. You can just put it any insert it there, and it will come up for that. So now let's now talk about the next one, which is the fountain field. Now from the word fountain field, this simply means applying the ability to apply more than one color. Do you understand? If you notice from the uniform field, just applying just a single color, a single color, a single color. But for the fountain field, is the ability to apply more than a single color. Do you understand? Ability to apply more than a single color. So more than a single color simply means blending two or more colors together. The ability to blend two or more colors together. So let's take for example now, like this one we have here. You can see the combination between green and I think yellow or whatever. I don't know. I don't really get the kind of color it is there, color code it is here. But then I think it's between green and yellow. You can see the difference, that this is a mixture of two colors, and you can see from here the colors are fading out and everything. So whatever things that you apply here is what you are going to be seeing here. Do you get? So now let's see how to manipulate it. So on how to manipulate it, how to apply the two colors, which should be the next question, is to just simply click somewhere here. Just click here. Do you understand? So just click here, and then you'll notice that these two drop downs will show up here from here. Remember, they were not there before initially, but once you just click on this smaller rectangle here, this other drop down will show here, and then you cannot simply understand what it means. Now for me, for this one, it means that from here is where you can see the grain move from the left hand side down to where it's fading out, and then this is on the right hand side you can see where the yellow is moving from the yellow side, from the right hand side down to this place, and then they blend from each other. So if you want to also move on the blending, you want to adjust the blending options, you can say okay, you want more of yellow or you want more of green. You can also do that from here. Let's say you want more of yellow, you can just click on the center anchor key here and then drag it to the left hand side. So you can now see now we have more of yellow. You can see the effect here. We now have more of yellow, and the opacity is cool, the blending option is cool, so there's no much paparazzi there. You can see even adjust it more. Do you get? And then if I say I want it more of green, the same way I did it earlier, the same I'm so good. So you just to be adjusting and adjusting and adjusting. And you can also add multiple colors. So when we get to how to add multiple colors, I'll explain that, but for now let's just make do with 2 for now. Remember I said the ability to apply more than 2 colors. So now for this, to apply the first color, just simply click on this node, and then when you click on this node, you observe that this place changes to the color code here. So let's say this time around we want it from green, or let's say from red. Let's say from red to something like orange. Okay, let's say this one is good. So you are good to go with this, and then here you have, if you want to change this color, you just simply click on this one, and then color code change. So you can just come down under here to color and select the grade of color of yellow you want. Let's say I want this kind of yellow, sharper yellow. So I'm going to go. Do you understand? So basically there's something I want to also note is the fact that immediately you click on anything here, you can see that this color code here is changing. So let's observe. I can see here I'm on red now, so it's showing red. So here I'm on yellow, it's showing yellow. Do you understand? So basically that's how to apply these things. And then if you also want to apply more than 2 colors to it, but before we move on to apply more than 2 colors to it, I want to also observe something about the blend transitions. So just follow my mouse around. You can see my mouse is here, so let me just move this here. And okay, so you can see it very well. I see my mouse is around there, so I want us to take note of this part here. Now this is called the blend options. You can see from what you can see here is in a linear motion, like a linear kind of effect. The blend options are in linear kind of effect. So you can say if you want it to be like in a conical aspect, or you want it to be in a radial aspect, or whatever kind of aspect, you have 4 aspects here. So this is the first one, which is what we're seeing here. If you want it to be, let's say, in the ellipse, which is the kind of circle effect, just simply select it, and then you can see the effect here. Immediately it's popping out here. I want us to also remember that the reason why it's popping out here is because we've selected this one. So whatever color we're applying to this is applicable to this one also. Do you understand? So you can also adjust it. Let's say you want more of yellow, you can see yeah, by getting more of yellow. If you want more of red, you can get more of red, and the like that. So you can also manipulate it and check for the other one. This other one is conical, this other one is what's it called, rectangle fountain fill. So whatever way you want to manipulate your design and to bring out better effects, this is the best way to do that. So you can just do them and manipulate them in whichever way you feel like. So now, with that being said, let's also, before we move on to the next types of fill, I want to also notice that, note that you can also apply more than 2 colors. Remember when I was explaining the type of fill color, I said for fountain fill simply means application of 2 or more colors. So it's not just limited to 2 colors. It's not just limited to you blending 2 colors. You can also blend as many colors you want to blend, as far as it gets your desirable design that you want to get. Do you get? So let's see how we can apply that. To apply more than 2 colors, all you just need to do is to double click on it anywhere on this place. So let's say I want to double click here. Immediately I double click here, automatically I have my new option here. And now see, remember it was 2 before, that was there before. So now I have 3 because I just double click there. So on this part now I can decide to change the color. Let's say I want something like green. Let's say I want something like green. Yeah, let's say this type of green. Okay. Or Okay, let's say this is green. This green. Okay, let's say this type of green. So once you apply this type of green, it's also cool, and then you can also reduce just the same way we have been doing it also since. If you want to also change it from here, also from the blend options, you can do that also. So just select any of the blend options you want to do. You want to select, and then you're good to go. So let's say I'm good with the linear. Most times I make do with the linear, or whichever case I want to be. And also you can also adjust them from this dialog box here. So if you want the positioning to be different, you can also change the positioning from here also. Do you get? Also change the positioning from here. But if you don't want to do that, you can also do them manually from here. So just select anywhere around it, or just click and rotate it around anywhere you want it to be. Let's say I want it something like this. You can see that they are good to go. So if you want something, so you cannot still adjust whichever way you want it to be. You get? So the blending options are cool. So as many colors you want to apply, you can apply, but let's just do with 3 for now. It depends on the kind of design you are doing, you are working on rather. Do you get? So for this, let's just make do with this one for now. So basically that's all for fountain fill. Okay, so there's something else I want us to also note, that by the time I'm done applying any of our effect from this dialog box, all you just simply need to do is just to click on the OK button down here. You can see my mouse here. Just click on the OK button down here, and then it will be applicable there. So I just simply clicked on the OK button now. So here we go. We have our color palette here. Do you understand? So now let's now use these other 3 boxes here to explain the other types of fill colors. So I'm just going to be using my shortcut key, which is what, F11, to get my fill. So I just want to press F11, and then you can see it brought me direct to my fountain fill. So and I don't want fountain fill. So the next one we've talked about the uniform fill, we've talked about the fountain fill. Now let's talk about the other one, which is the vector pattern fill. So the vector pattern fill is from the word vector pattern, just simply means different types of patterns you get that you can apply to get your designs. So you can just manipulate it, and these are the different types of patterns we have available. And then you can also adjust the amount, the way you want them to even look like. You get? So if you want the width to be high, you can come down here and increase or reduce it, whichever amount of number you want them to be. Do you get? Something like this, or whichever way you want them to be. Want them to be more spacing, whichever you want it to be. So you can adjust whatever way you want it to be from here. You can just do whatever thing you want to do here. So basically that's the effect for the fountain pattern, for the vector pattern fill. Just so you come, the first way is that you come here and select whichever one you want to do. So whichever one you select, there's an option here for configuration and manipulation of anything you want to do. Do you get? So basically that's how it is. And then let's now explain. So let's say we are done with this, you just simply select OK. Remember, you just simply select OK. Let's talk about the next one. So I'm just going to click this, and then instead of using the F11 again, so I just want to be working around the same thing. So it's not like I'm just saying I'm not working on it. So I use the normal way of getting the fill from this one for fountain fill. Now we use vector pattern fill for this, which is we use the shortcut key to get it, which is F11. And then this other one, I also just use the normal way for those that don't have this, that the shortcut is not working on their keyboard. So you just simply come down here, double click on this part, and it's going to pop up. So we've talked about this already. We've talked about the uniform fill, we've talked about the fountain fill, we've talked about the vector pattern fill, and now let's talk about the next one, which is the bitmap pattern fill. Now for the bitmap pattern fill, this is the effect it's going to give you. You can see this is for bricks. You just come, it's just the same way, the same format, the same application. Just select whichever one you want to select, whichever one you feel that it's good to go with your design. Just select it, and then you're good to go. So like this, I think I prefer this. So just select this, and whichever one, I want us to note that whichever one we are selecting, there's a different approach to each of them. So let's say I'm selecting this, for example. I can just come down here and manipulate it whichever way I want it to be. It's all the same transformations. Do you get? whichever you want it to be, you can do it. You get. So let's just leave it like for me. I think I prefer mine like this, and it's good to go. So that's that for this pattern fill. And then I'm just going to create another box. So let's just do this. So we're going to create another box, something like this and like this. Okay, so for this other one, just normal way again, F11. Remember what dealing with the fill. Let's not talk about the outline for now. So talk about the fill, F11. So we've talked about the bitmap pattern. So let's talk about the next one, which is the two color pattern fill. So for the two color pattern fill, the same way is applicable. So just click on fill. You can see the different types of two color pattern fills we have there. So we just select whichever one you want to select. Just select whichever one you want to select. Because I'm just going around it, selecting whichever one I want. Do you get? So basically, I think I'm just going to go with anyone. So let's just do with this. Yeah, now let's do with this. So you can also change the color. Okay, so basically, guys, you can also change the colors of these things here. You understand? So you can say front color, back color. So let me just say I want to change this one from this to something like yellow. Yes, I think I like this yellow. And then change this color from yellow to something like let's say black. There you go, voila, fine. So you can now also adjust this other side too. You can also adjust this side too. You understand? You can also adjust them too. Whichever you want it to be, you can also adjust it too. So you can also adjust them as many as you want it to be. You get. So you can also adjust as anyhow, just manipulate it the way you want it to be. You get. So basically this is how I want mine to be, and then I'm going to. So by the time you're done, just simply select OK. Now that's for that. And then moving on to the next one, remember you should always select the color, what you want to apply an effect to. Always select it, either a shape or a text. So the same way we're applying all of these different fill colors can also be applicable to text also. Do you understand? I want us to note that aside from applying to shapes, can also be applied to what? Text. So I'm just going to select this one, press my F11 on my keyboard. If it's not working, remember you cannot always come down to this part and apply your key. So we are done with the two color pattern. Let's now talk about the next one, which is the area. So from here, select the ones you want to select. Just choose from which one you want best fit for your design. So I'm just going to move this to somewhere here so I can see what I'm working on. So select from here, whichever sample you want to select from, select, and then come down to the fill, select whichever one you want to work on. I feel is best fit for your design. You can see I'm just moving around, selecting whichever one. So I think I'm good to go with this one. The same way you can also manipulate whichever one you want to manipulate for me. And by the time you're done, you select OK. And then for the last one, which is this one, still pressing my F11 on my keyboard because mine is working. If yours is not working, remember you can also always come down here to access it from here. So let's now talk about the last one, which is the postscript fill. And for the postscript fill, I'm just going to move this here so you can see what we're working on. There are a lot of postscript fields you can work on, so many different types. You can just choose from. So you just choose whichever one you want to choose. Do you understand? So just choose whichever one you want to choose, and then you get your result, whichever way you want it to be. And whichever one you are choosing, you can also adjust them from here. Do you understand? So I think I prefer this one, which is the honeycomb. Yeah, I like this one. So I prefer this one. And then I'm going to go somewhere. If you want to adjust it, you can also adjust it from here. Do you understand? If you want to adjust anything, you can also adjust them from here. Whichever you want it to be, you can do that all from here. Do you understand? whichever you want to manipulate yours, you can just simply do that, and then go to go. So when you're done, you just simply select OK. So basically guys, those are the 7 or let's say 8 type of fill colors that we have, and that is how to manipulate both the rectangle to the same way we'll be applying fills. I want to get this, that the same we'll be applying fills on the rectangle tool is the same way we can also apply fills to the ellipse tool and to the polygon tool. So when we get to the ellipse tool and the polygon tool, we'll get to explain how we can also manipulate them. And I want us to also remember that there are different effects and applications to each of all of these things. Like for example, the way we have been able to manipulate the rectangle tool, and how we can use it to generate and rotate around to get something like a shape like this, and to get a shape like this, a shape like this, a shape like this, and like this, and even the main box. Remember, for you to get this main box, you just to simply double click here, and then imaginary box will just pop up here. So basically like that's how to do for this one. And in our next video I'm going to be explaining more on the ellipse tool, and then we'll see if we can cover up with the polygon tool, and finally explain more of the text fill also. So basically guys, that's all for today. See you in our next video.